Welcome to QuickSpeak English, the podcast that helps you learn English more naturally and confidently.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be talking about how children develop emotionally, which is, a very complex topic.
Yes.
But also very important for everyone,
Absolutely.
whether you're a parent or not. And I think we're going to learn a lot of interesting things today about how to help children grow up to be happy and well-adjusted adults.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really fascinating topic for the listeners to learn more about.
So one of the most interesting things that I've learned is that both nature and nurture play a role in emotional development.
Yes.
So it's not just about a child's genes, but it's also about
Right.
the way that they're raised.
Absolutely. It's this really amazing interplay between the genetic predisposition that a child has and then how those genes are actually expressed based on their environment.
That's so interesting. So it's not like a simple either-or.
Right.
It's
But
like
it's not
like
like you're either born with it
Yeah.
or you're not.
Yeah, they both kind of work together.
Exactly.
So that makes the parent's role
Mm-hmm.
even more crucial.
Hugely impactful. I think the research shows very clearly that the way parents interact with their children has a massive effect on their emotional development.
Yeah. So this leads us to, I think, a really interesting aspect of parenting, which is the different approaches that parents take
Yes.
and how those influence a child's emotional development.
Yeah.
So researchers have identified two main styles,
Okay.
and these are called emotion coaching
Okay.
and emotion dismissing.
Emotion coaching versus emotion dismissing.
Yeah.
So let's imagine a child who's going through something difficult. Let's say they're feeling really angry.
Okay.
An emotion dismissing parent would try to kind of shut down those feelings as quickly as possible.
Oh, I see.
Like, stop crying, calm down.
So they're kind of just like brushing it under the rug?
Exactly. Like, we don't talk about these things. These are bad.
Got it.
Whereas an emotion coaching parent would see this as an opportunity
Okay.
to teach their child about emotions.
Oh.
So they would acknowledge that anger. They would say, okay, I see you're feeling really angry right now. What happened? Can you tell me about it?
So instead of saying stop crying, you're saying,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Exactly. I
That's
see
kind
that
of-
you're upset. Let's
Yeah.
talk about it.
So they're practicing empathetic listening.
Right. They're really trying to get into the child's world and see things from their perspective
Yeah.
and validate those feelings.
Yeah. Does that mean that they're letting the child just run wild
It's not about
with their emotions?
It's not about permissiveness, right?
Wow.
It's not like, okay, well, you can do whatever you want,
Okay.
but it's about setting those limits and boundaries
Right.
while also helping them to understand what they're going through.
So finding that balance
Exactly.
between validating their emotions and helping them
Yes,
to regulate them.
exactly, to regulate them appropriately. And this is where emotion coaching can be so powerful because it gives kids the tools they need to kind of navigate this really complex world of feelings.
So what kind of outcomes do we see then with emotion coaching?
Well, the research suggests that kids who are raised by emotion coaching parents tend to have fewer behavioral problems.
Okay.
They have better social skills.
Okay.
They're better at handling stress and frustration.
Wow.
They're more resilient in the face of challenges.
That's incredible.
And they even tend to perform better academically.
Wow. So it really does have
That's
like
really quite
a
fascinating.
ripple effect
Yeah,
in all these different areas of their life.
right. And it all starts with this idea that emotions, even the negative ones, are not something to be feared or suppressed. They're a normal part of the human experience, and we need to teach kids to embrace those emotions, to understand them, and ultimately to learn to manage them effectively.
Yeah. And this leads us to another important element of a child's emotional development, which is parental warmth.
Parental warmth. So we're not just talking about hugs and kisses here.
Right.
It's so much more than that.
So what is it?
It's about creating this safe, loving, and supportive environment
Okay.
where a child feels seen, heard, and valued. It's about responding to their needs with sensitivity and consistency.
So it's like creating that emotional security
Yeah.
that allows the child to flourish.
Exactly. It's like this fertile ground from which they can grow and develop.
Yeah. And does the research
Absolutely.
show that parental warmth has a positive effect
The research is very clear on this.
on children's emotional well-being?
It has a profound impact. Children who experience that consistent warmth and affection from their parents tend to have higher self-esteem, they have better social skills, and they have stronger emotional regulation.
So it's kind of like a protective factor
Yeah, like a buffer.
against the stress and the difficulties that
Yeah.
they're going to face.
Absolutely. It helps them to kind of weather those storms.
And what's interesting is that the benefits of parental warmth don't stop in childhood.
No, they don't.
They extend far beyond.
Right. Research has shown that adults who had that warmth and support in their childhood tend to have better mental and physical health.
Yeah.
They have stronger relationships, and they even have greater success in their careers.
So it's like parental warmth kind of sets the stage
It lays the foundation.
for a happier and more fulfilling life.
Absolutely. It really does.
I think it's important, though, to be clear
Yes.
that warmth isn't the same thing
Right.
as being permissive. So we're not talking about letting kids do whatever they want.
It's not about spoiling children
Right.
or giving in to their every whim.
Yeah, so it's about finding that
It's about balance.
balance.
Right. It's about providing that nurturing, loving environment, but also setting clear boundaries and expectations.
So it's about being both
Yeah.
supportive
Supportive but firm.
and authoritative.
Exactly.
And this kind of leads us to this really interesting idea, which is that emotionally intelligent parents
Okay.
tend to raise emotionally intelligent children.
It's like a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a cycle.
Yeah.
So what are some of the things that make a parent emotionally intelligent? Like, what are the key skills?
Well, at the top of the list, I would say it's self-awareness.
Okay.
Emotionally intelligent parents are really in tune with their own emotions.
Okay.
They're aware of their strengths and their weaknesses, and they understand how their own feelings impact their behavior and their interactions with their children.
So they're kind of mindful of their own emotional state,
Exactly.
and how that affects their parenting.
Absolutely.
Okay. So alongside self-awareness, we also have empathy.
Empathy. Crucial.
Yeah.
That ability to truly understand and share the feelings of others.
And so an emotionally intelligent parent is really good at tuning into their child's
Yeah.
emotional world.
Exactly. They can put themselves in their child's shoes and see things from their perspective, even when it's difficult, even when it's challenging.
Especially when it's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, emotion regulation is key as well.
Emotion regulation.
Yes. Emotionally intelligent parents are able to manage their own emotions effectively. And in doing so, they model those healthy coping mechanisms for their children.
So they're basically teaching by example.
Exactly. Because remember, children are like sponges.
Yes.
They're watching us. They're absorbing everything they see and hear.
So if we as parents are handling stress and frustration in healthy ways,
Yes.
then our children are more likely to do the same.
Absolutely. So it's about showing them, how to take deep breaths when they're feeling overwhelmed, how to count to 10, how to maybe take a break from a situation that's causing them stress,
Yeah.
how to use positive self-talk
Yeah.
to kind of manage those difficult emotions.
And I guess that goes back to what we were saying about emotion coaching.
It does.
Right. It's about teaching children that it's okay
Yeah.
to feel the full range of emotions,
Yeah.
but there are healthy and unhealthy to
Absolutely.
express them.
And it's our job as parents to teach them those healthy ways.
Okay.
And let's not forget about social skills.
Social skills.
Yeah. Emotionally intelligent parents are also very adept at navigating social situations.
Okay.
They know how to build and maintain healthy relationships, and they teach their children how to do the same.
So how to communicate effectively,
Right.
how to resolve conflicts peacefully, and how to build those strong connections with others.
And all of these skills, from self-awareness to empathy to emotion regulation to social skills, they have this ripple effect.
Yeah.
They not only benefit the parent-child relationship, but they also extend outwards. They impact the child's interactions with their peers, with the teachers, with the wider world.
So if a parent can embody all of these qualities of emotional intelligence,
Yeah.
then they're creating this nurturing environment where their children
Absolutely.
can also
Develop their own.
develop their own emotional intelligence.
Right. It's like we're planting these seeds
Yes.
that will eventually blossom into a lifetime of well-being and resilience.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like we're planting these seeds that will eventually blossom into a lifetime of well-being and resilience. It's pretty amazing to think about the impact that parents have on their children's
Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility.
emotional development. Yeah, it's a huge responsibility. And we've talked about emotion coaching and parental warmth and the importance of modeling emotional intelligence. I mean, it's a lot. And I imagine that some parents listening right now
Yeah.
might be feeling a little overwhelmed
Oh,
by
absolutely.
all of this information.
It's a demanding job,
Yeah.
and it's natural to feel stressed or overwhelmed at times.
Yeah. And it's
And
okay.
it's important to acknowledge those feelings,
Right.
to recognize that it's not always easy. And that's actually a sign of self-awareness, which, as we've talked about, is so important for emotional intelligence.
Yeah, so it's okay to admit that parenting isn't always
Yeah,
sunshine and rainbows.
exactly. It's not always picture perfect.
Right.
And I think it's really important to be realistic about the challenges
Yeah.
and to have strategies for coping with that stress, because how can we expect to teach our children healthy coping mechanisms if we're not even practicing them ourselves?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So what are some practical things
Yeah.
that parents can do when they're feeling stressed or burnt out?
Well, I think first and foremost, self-care is essential.
Okay.
And I know that can sound kind of cliche, but it's so important. It's not selfish, it's necessary. When we take care of our own well-being,
Yeah.
we're actually better equipped to take care of others.
So what does self-care look like for a busy parent?
Well, it doesn't have to be anything grand or elaborate.
Okay.
It can be as simple as taking a few minutes each day to do something you enjoy, whether it's reading a book or taking a walk or listening to music or meditating, just something that helps you to recharge. And don't underestimate the power of connection. Reach out to your support network, your partner, your family, your friends, other parents. Talk about what you're going through, share those burdens. Don't try to go it alone.
It's so important to have that support system.
It really is.
And sometimes I think it's important also
Yeah,
to learn how to say no.
absolutely. Setting boundaries is so important.
Yeah, to things that drain your energy.
Yes.
So it's about prioritizing what truly matters
Exactly.
and letting go of the things that don't.
And if that stress becomes overwhelming or persistent, don't hesitate to seek professional help. Therapists, counselors, they can provide that support and guidance as you navigate the challenges of parenting.
Yeah, it's okay to ask for help.
It's a sign of strength,
Yes.
not weakness.
Taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health.
It really is.
So we've talked a lot about what parents can do, but what about like concrete strategies for helping children to handle those big feelings?
Right. Like, what can parents do? So the first thing I would say is remember to validate your child's feelings.
Okay.
Don't dismiss their emotions or tell them to calm down.
Okay.
Instead, acknowledge what they're experiencing.
Mhm.
You might say something like, I see that you're really upset right now. Can you tell me what happened?
So you're showing them that their feelings
Yeah.
are valid even if their behavior isn't.
Exactly. You're separating the feeling from the behavior.
Okay.
And once they've calmed down a bit, you can start to help them label those emotions.
Okay.
Kids often struggle to articulate what they're feeling.
Mhm.
So giving them that language to express themselves can be so helpful.
So you're kind of giving them the words to
Amazing.
express their emotions.
You're expanding their emotional vocabulary.
Right, because sometimes they don't even
know
what their feels.
what they're feeling.
So what are some of those words that parents can use?
Well, start with the basics. Happy, sad, angry, scared.
Okay.
And you can even use visual aids, like feeling charts or books about emotions
Okay.
to help them identify and name those feelings.
So it's like giving them a roadmap
Yeah,
to their inner world.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so once they've labeled their emotions,
Once they've calmed down a bit,
then what?
then you can start to explore the reasons behind those feelings.
Okay.
You can ask open-ended questions like, what happened that made you feel this way?
Okay.
Or what do you think you could do differently next time?
So you're kind of helping them to connect the dots
Yeah,
between the situation,
right.
their emotions, and their behavior.
Exactly. And don't forget about modeling healthy coping mechanisms yourself.
Okay.
Because remember, kids are always watching and learning from us.
So if we yell and scream when we're angry,
Exactly.
our kids are going to learn to do the same.
Yeah.
Instead, we
Well,
need to show them how to take those deep breaths.
How to count to 10.
How
How to take a break from a stressful situation.
And so we're basically teaching them that
Yeah.
it's okay to feel all of those emotions.
Yeah. All emotions are valid.
But there are healthy
Yeah.
and unhealthy ways to express them.
It's about teaching them those healthy ways to
Yeah.
express their feelings.
And consistency is key here.
Absolutely.
Right, like kids thrive on
Predictability.
and routine.
And
If we can establish those
Yeah.
consistent rules and boundaries, let them know what to expect in different situations,
Right.
then it creates a sense of safety and security.
It does. It really does.
And don't forget to celebrate
yeah.
their successes along the way.
Oh, this is so important.
So when you see your child trying
Yeah.
to handle their emotions in a healthy way, acknowledge their effort.
Yes. Praise their progress no matter how small.
So positive reinforcement can go a long way.
A long way.
So I think it's important to acknowledge
Yes.
that raising emotionally intelligent children
Right.
is a journey, and there will be ups and downs
Oh,
and
absolutely.
moments of frustration and
Yeah.
times when we feel like we're failing.
You're going to make mistakes. But it's okay
It's okay. It's part of the process.
because we're learning
It's how we learn and grow.
as we go.
Exactly. And I think it's important to be patient with yourself, to keep learning, and to never give up on your child or yourself.
So it's about progress.
Yes,
Over perfection.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not alone on this journey. There are countless resources available to support you. You know, books, articles, online communities, professional guidance if you need it.
And speaking of resources, we have some fantastic materials available on our website
We do.
to help you.
Dive deeper into these topics that we've discussed today.
So we've got vocabulary lists,
Yeah.
exercises, even a transcript of this episode to help you practice your English and really solidify your understanding of these important concepts.
So that wraps up our exploration of raising emotionally intelligent kids. We hope you found it insightful and helpful on your journey to mastering the English language.
Yes, and don't forget to visit our website. The link is in the description below for more learning materials like vocabulary lists and exercises from today's episode.
Keep practicing your English, and we'll see you next time.